I have this year's sketchbooks all gathered together in one spot, so let's take a flick through some of them. And we're nearly at the end of the year, so it's good time to look back at some of the work done. Okay, so I had two main sketchbooks I was working with during the year, and then of all these other sketchbooks, because they're all for sort of different things. For example, these two, one was kind of my indoor sketchbook, the other was outdoors. But sometimes I'd have a sketchbook that, sorry, I'm just moving my chair. Sometimes I'd have a sketchbook that I'm waiting for something to dry in the other sketchbook, and I'm working away. Like I might be waiting for something like that to dry, and so I'd have another sketchbook out. And then I have different size ones, because this one, it's got some spring stuff in it, actually. I start from spring 23. This is my outdoors tiny sketchbook. So sometimes I'll bring a couple of sketchbooks with me when I go out. Again, for the same reason, allowing things time to dry and all that. But this one is very portable. And it's a bit delicate though, so I bring it in a little plastic bag when I go out. So trees were the order of the day early in the year. And I really enjoyed doing them, and did a spring painting of some trees in my garden as well as working outside. And this is spring as well, if I remember, because I have another sketchbook there somewhere it links up with, where I'm testing out some new jelly gouache I got. So I would have been working in the two different sketchbooks together for that. So we'll probably come across the other one of those. That's more towards summer, and I know what this one is as well. See, I remember these really well, how they link up, because you spend time doing them. This one relates to a summer painting I did. That I ended up doing this. This is a little bullet journal that I did for my shop, and I ended up doing a 3-in-1 project. I have videos up on the channel if you want to see any of those. If you're been around the channel a while, you might have already. This was a liner print, and I just thought it would be nice as a bullet journal, because I love bullet journals myself, and as a little postcard for the shop. And I called it the Thinking of Summer series, because I did little sticker sheets as well for that. And they were all shepherds and shepherdesses. So some of the rough sketches for that you'll see in the sketch pads here. So those cows in the field came from that. I went out into the field to sketch them, and this brings back lovely memories. This was moving in towards the summer now. So you can see there's not very much in that particular sketch pad, but as I say, I was bouncing around a bit. So we'll go into other sketch pads. They're all indoorsy stuff, actually, because they're worked from photographs. So I want to find some work where I was working outdoors. They're indoor projects. This is more spring stuff. It was very hard to get these in order throughout the year, really, but I remember doing a portrait in oils of Edith Sitwell in the spring. And this was the drawing for it. And then I had gotten my new Maya Himi set of jelly gouache. So I was swatching them out there, and then I came along and I did a portrait of her to illustrate this poem that she wrote, Black Mrs. Behemoth. And there is, that's kind of a painting as well. It's just a painting done in my sketch pad. But that is in gouache. And then, as I say, I did a painting from that as well, which is there on my channel somewhere. And I don't think I did a video of me painting this, but I know I had a video where I was painting the oil painting, if you want to see that. Let's go on. Okay, so this is another thing I did on the channel, that there were more finished pieces from. It was a portrait workshop. And again, I was working with my new jelly gouache. there, and that was interesting because my palette was changing quite a lot, and as you can see, I was having to work out stuff with colour. I was working with split, complementary colour scheme, triadic colour scheme. I was reading up a lot of stuff about colour at the time as well, so I was just working with those 3 colours for the piece. And there was, I think there was there, yeah, there was a bigger piece as well, I think, for that. This is a more summary one. We skipped a few pages in this book, though. I presume these are in order, you know, so these are other kind of things I did for just staying loose for drawing. This is called Taking a Line for a Walk. And you don't lift your pen from the paper when you're doing this. It's just a little exercise, and it's really fun if anybody wants to try that one. Try drawing something without lifting your pen from the paper. I was just drawing kind of funny faces that were supposed to be like Alice in Wonderland faces. This is more summer thing here now in the garden. Again, I did a lot of live streams from the garden because I got my tent set up in the garden, didn't I? I bought kind of various new bits and bobs for my tent, and ended up going on a big camping expedition. But there was some really nice weather in the summer, so you know, you don't have to go far to find nice things. I just went as far as my garden. And these were themes that extended right into the winter, because on the last few live streams we were doing Christmas presents and Christmas cards, and these little doves from the garden turned up again in the Christmas cards, so we'll probably come across them again in the sketchbook. And these pages here, this is the one that's the rough sketches for those thinking of summer little stickers, those guys. So I was working out what I wanted for my stickers on that, you see. But there was also another sticker that was a full sheet sticker for that, and I was working that out there. And this is the way that sticker turned out, because there was another sticker page I was making for the shop, and I was working with dried fuchsia and doing little fairies. And these are kind of little, I thought of that as kind of a frontispiece for a book that you could stick in, you see. And the others are just, you could stick those anywhere, just little fairy things. And I think we'll see the originals of those in a while. I'll go looking for them now, actually. Hang on, they'll be in another sketch pad. I have to come up a bit higher for this one, because that's the original for the sort of fairy princess, you know, before it was turned into a sticker. And here are some of the original flowers that were, they were kind of bullet pointy stickers. And they're the originals of the other thing. That was a very enjoyable project. I really enjoyed that. I did a lot of printed projects, actually. There's another page of fuchsia there. I just think they're beautiful dried. That has yet to be stuck in. That's my latest Kuretake set. Other printed projects I had the Cozy Ant House, which was a little bit more recent. And that's from a sketchbook as well, and I'll show you that. And here we are. This was probably the little drawing that started it, because I was starting to be an ant keeper at the time. So these are the first drawings I did towards that little book. And I did the whole book in my sketch pad, but not in order of the story that I was telling. So I thought it'd be lovely to make it into a little printed book. So I did. And then a lot more summer things. That's more garden stuff. So I really enjoyed my time in the garden. And off on little summer expeditions. You can see trees turn up a lot. And I love painting the sort of I don't know what way up that is. I love painting the sort of mess of trees. And that started right from spring because I recognised this bird feeder thing as something that turned up in the spring painting I did of trees. And that painting is on my video of all the paintings I did this year. There's the other spring gouache painting. So in different sketchbooks, you see. So I was experimenting with different palettes and doing a Zorn palette and all kinds of colour experiments. They were done on live streams as well, working with different colours, see. So I like to do a lot of experiments, and I like to do, and I like to do a lot of swatching as well. These are the Kureteki Art Nouveau set I just got. So there was a lot of swatching went on for those before I sort of got comfortable using them. That's we're doing that in a live stream, the latest live stream, doing Christmas seasonal sort of stuff. They've yet to be stuck in. And there was a lot of work with ink because this sketchbook was one I did for Inktober. I won't show it to you here because I did 2 videos on that. And again, you know me, I love storytelling. So there was a whole story that went with all my inky pictures in there. And I told a story around the prompts that were daily prompts for Inktober. So there are a month's worth of ink work in there. So I really enjoyed doing that. And then this one I don't use very much because it's a terribly soft cotton rag paper, but I did use it for my famous, well, unforgettable to me anyway, expedition up the mountains to do an overnight camping trip. And of course I made a big video about that for you guys. And these were done on the camping trip. So again, I brought a few sketch pads for that, and I was painting. I was enjoying the sketch pad for this because of rugged mountains and things. And in fact, I think that probably in the new year, I'm probably going to use some pages in that for that Kuretaki watercolor set, because I like the way you can do abstracty things with them. And I think this paper would be very conducive to that. So all my sketch pads, most of them aren't finished, but they'll carry on into the next year, you see. And then I'll do the same thing in the next year. I'll look back on them all and think to myself, what a marvellous year I had. And learned a lot, you see, with all the experimentation. That's going into the year before, but you see, I still remember what year it's from because it's like my photo album. Here's the last little one, and back to the summer, thinking of summer. And I'm thinking of summer next year already. That painting, I gave it to a person who gave me a beautiful gift, a set of 50-year-old oil paints. And the oil painting I did from these initial sketches I gave to her because I was so thrilled with the gift. And I still have the sketches as a memory, you see. So if you want to see 50-year-old, back to spring again. If you want to see 50-year-old oils and how they handle, that's on the channel as well. So let's see what I get up to next year, huh? Hopefully lots of painting going to be happening and lots of good weather to do it in as well, huh? Keep our fingers crossed. See you next year. Bye.